The button next to it is your product button. Okay. Do you remember how your buttons go across the board here? Do you need me to refresh that, or is it just the patient one?
No, I remember that. I just remember how to get into a patient. I just hit patient.
Okay. No, this patient button takes you to demographics.
Oh, okay.
Chart takes you to chart. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So you can go ahead and hit that chart button.
Okay.
And then type in, now you want to take and you want to put your radio button here on patient name, because you can search patient by any of these fields, but most people use the patient name. So you want to make sure that that radio button is in the patient name. And then just type in test. You don't have to type in all the characters of a patient's last name. You know, you can type in as little as 1, but 3 will narrow your search down. You can even check that sounds like button so that it can give you options.
Okay.
And then hit look up. Yep. And then you're going to say okay. So the first thing that pops up there is your health maintenance reminder. And I know we talked a little bit about whether or not you were going to actually use that. But go ahead and close out of there for right now. And see where it says images on the right? I want you to click on that. Okay. This is where you can add images. You can add images 2 different ways. You can add an image if it's independent of a progress note by hitting the new button. Okay? You can also rename a title if you want here as well. But you can also create an image when you're in a progress note. There's an image button on the right. So let me show you how to do that. Cancel out of here. And go up to the top button bar and see where it says note. Kind of in the middle almost.
Right here? Hit that?
On the top, right here.
Yeah, right here, right?
Yep.
Do I hit that?
I can't see your cursor. Yeah.
Okay. Do you want me to hit that?
Yeah, I do. I want you to open up. That opens up a new note. Okay? So you can see now that there's an image button right here. Okay? I'm going to let you hit the buttons because, 1, it works better when you're in a Baumgart session, and 2, I like my clients to drive because it helps you remember.
Mm-hmm.
So if you were inserting a template, you would insert it here. Okay? And you could go through all your template stuff. But for right now, we're talking about images, okay? So go ahead and hit that image button. And this is how you can create an image. Now, there's a couple different things you can do. This right here is kind of like, you know, it's your pencil and your eraser. You can type text. It can draw lines. You can draw circles and rectangles. So you can, you know, hand draw things. So go ahead and hit that pen button. If you click on where it says pen and then you put your cursor and click inside that box, you can start drawing. So draw a picture of a face or something.
I'm not a good drawer.
It's okay. I was asking people to draw pumpkins. It was kind of fun. But you can. So if this was a face, okay, and this was the area. Let's say that the patient had you know, something that needed to be addressed, okay, in regards to their face. You could certainly click on this line button. So go ahead, click on the line button, and then put your cursor. Say it was here, right? So now you're going to click in your picture and draw your line down. Okay, so you can draw it outside of the circle too. You can pull it, you know, to say here or wherever you want to put it, and then you can hit the text button, and then you can type text right here if you want next to it. You know, so what's going on, right? So you can just put your cursor there, and you know, and it's wherever you put your cursor. So if you put your cursor down here, you know, you can start typing here, right? So that's how you can draw a picture. Now, a lot of people aren't going to draw pictures, but you certainly can, right? So now we're going to cancel out of this, and I want you to open up a new image box. And now we're going to insert a template. Now, there are templates that exist, okay? So if you hit the template button down at the bottom, These are the templates that are already in your system, loaded into LITech, okay? So go ahead and, take a look at what's in there and choose one that you want to see.
And just hit OK?
Yep. Okay, so now you can take and click on the line button on the right and draw a line next to the elbow if you're talking about the elbow, right? And then you can hit text and you can type. Now you can hit the text button and you can type what you want. See?
Mm-hmm.
And there's quite a few offices that use it this way. All right. Now, when you say OK, so go ahead and say OK to this. I want to show you a couple different things. The image has been modified, yet save changes, yes. Okay, now you're going to name the chart attachment. So, what's wrong with his elbow or his joint or whatever. You're going to you need to type a title in there. Because everything in LITech, everything in LITech is searchable by title. Okay, so it's always very important, whether it's a progress note, a letter that you're writing, or a picture, an image, that you have a title associated with it. So go ahead and say OK. Now, if we had put a note in here, and we're just going to type in test here, okay, you can say OK.
Want me to hit OK?
Yep, I do.
Okay.
Permanently done with note, you're going to say yes, and now it's going to ask you for a signature. Now, Ryle, I don't know if you know the signature.
I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4.
Is it 1, 2, 3, 4? So go ahead and type that in, and then say OK. Okay. So now if you hit the refresh button at the bottom, and then, there you go. Now you see that the Images tab in the middle of your chart there is blue. And it's blue because you have an image in there. So there's two different ways for you to access this image. One, you can click on the images, and there's your elbow. And if you click on it, or you highlight it and you say OK, there's your elbow picture. Okay? Or you can cancel out of here, and you can go to your progress note, click on the progress notes on the left, say most recent, yes. And you can search these by title as well. You can choose from a list. But what I want to show you in regards to images is that if you had a whole progress note filled out, it would all be here, right? What I want to show you is when you have an image attached, see this little camera right here? Click on the camera. It's a camera attachment, an image attachment, that you can also bring it up that way. So if you are having your doctors, sometimes doctors want to look at the picture, sometimes they want to look at the image simply from while they're reviewing the progress note, right? Any questions about that? And you can edit your pictures as well simply by hitting the edit button down at the bottom if you needed to make any changes.
Oh, okay.
Any questions about those images?
No.
Okay. So close out of here, cancel or say OK, and close out of your progress note. Now what I want you to do is click on Images, and then say New. Because what we're going to do here is we're going to import we have pictures on your P drive, okay, additional pictures. So the way you would go to those additional pictures is if you go up here to the File button and click on File, and then click on Import. Okay, so where you're going to go is you're going to go to My Computer, and next time it should open directly to this, and then we're going to go to your P drive, and we're going to go to, did they have it somewhere else? Hold on. I did see some images there. They might have changed it. Hold on.
No, that's
That's your pictures? That's yours. Okay, so it's got to be in here. Let me look.
Probably in P part.
That's what I'm thinking. Here you go. Sometimes they change it around on me, and I got to find it. Okay, so now next time, and I think if we do this next time, it'll just open up for you. But if you go ahead, because sometimes they just have an image file, but in your case, you're going to have to go to the P part. Hopefully, this will open up immediately when you go there next time, though. So what you'll see is that these are saved as a .pcs extension, all right? But let's say, go ahead and choose one that you want to bring in. You can only bring in one at a time, okay? So I've had a lot of sites ask, can you import all of them? Just import all of them. No, you can't. You have to import that template in one at a time. So at this point, you're going to say, okay. The image has been modified, save changes, yes. Now you can see here, you've got two choices. We're not going to save this as a chart attachment. We're going to save this as a template. So you want to change your radio button, you want to name it foot bones or right foot bones, or you might want to say right in there. Okay, and then you can say okay here. Now if you go to your images tab and you say new and you go down to your template button at the bottom, there's your right foot bones. So you can, so now that template is there for you to use. So if we want to add a new template, okay, let's cancel out of here. Go ahead and show me how you would add a new template.
You know the template?
Nope, you don't want to go to template.
Oh,
because then,
that's right.
If you add a template, yeah, if you add a template from the template button, then see, okay, so now it goes right there for you, good. Because if you hit the template button at the bottom, what you're creating is a chart attachment. So you don't want to hit the template button at the bottom. So choose another one that you think you might use. Okay, and then you're just going to say okay.
And we do template.
Sinuses. There you go. So you want to take a look at the images that are in there and see which ones you would like to save in your images. You can also save your images. Do you ever take pictures of patients?
No.
Okay. Or if you want to import your own pictures, you just have to make sure they're saved with the right extension. So how you load them, and if you go to your help menu, it will list all your options there. Okay, but there is a whole list of images in there that you can choose from. Okay. Any questions about your images?
No.
Do you think you'll use those?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a nice thing.